So hello guys, welcome to the video. So in this video, we'll solve the question of exclusive time of functions. Alright, so what is inside this question, and I will explain you how we will solve it. So let me take you to the editor and now then we will solve it. So for solving this question, I have to first create a timeline for you guys to let you understand. And then to write some seconds on it. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. So now what we have to do in this question, we are given input as functions. All right, and that functions are working on these timelines. On this timeline, that functions are working on the timeline, and when they are working on the timeline, obviously they will be using some time. When executing, they will be using some time, and we have to calculate the total time used by a function on timeline. Right. So it's very simple. We just have to calculate the total time used by a function. All right. So firstly we will create a function. We will start it from, let's say, start it from 0 only. So my function name, let me take my function name as 0th only. So here I will write my 0th function started. All right, and I will end my 0 function. Sorry, I will not end it. Let me so let's write it end only. I will end my 0th function at 8. All right, sorry, by mistake I have written start. It should be end. All right, so my 0th function is started from 0 and ended at 8th second. All right, but now there is a maximum possibility that there is some another function inside 0. Obviously, if I give it another function, the another function will also work inside 0th function, and then it will also take some time, and that time should not be included in the time utilized by 0. That's my concern. So I'll start a function 1 from 2. So I will write first function from started, and I will write here first function ended here. All right, so now what's happening, I will draw a line between it. So what's happening between 0th function and starting and end, first function is utilizing the maximum time. First function is utilizing the time from 2 to 6. All right, from 2 to 6. So at till what time and at what seconds my 0th function is working? So let me calculate. My 0th function is working till 0 till 1, and then from 7th second and 8th till 8 seconds. So my 0th function is working till 0, 1, 7 and 8. That means my 0th function is working only 4 seconds. Alright, and let us calculate how much time my 4th function is working. My first function is working 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so my first function is working 5 seconds. Alright, and the total, if you want total interval of 0, because 1 is a child of 0. Alright, is a child, and this is a parent. This is a parent function and this is a child function. Alright, I hope you understood this. So now what we have to do, we just have to calculate the total time, and then we will verify that this time is correct or not. So how will I calculate the total time? There is a formula for getting interval of time, which is starting point minus, ending point minus starting point plus 1. So this will work, I guess. Ending point is 8 starting point is 0 plus 1 is 9. So total functions were working 9 seconds, in which 4 seconds were utilized by 0 and 5 seconds were utilized by 1. These are total 9 seconds. Alright, so I hope you understood this. So let me take the example from our question only. We take the input and then we will explain how we will solve this question. Alright, so this was the brute force approach, and we can't solve it like that. We have to use some data structures to optimize it. So this is our input from user. This is n. N is the number of function. Okay. Alright. This is 4. 4 is logs. Right. So I forgot to tell you about logs. I will tell you in this example when I will create this. This is the index value. Like I was writing 0th start, 0th end. So this is that name of that function. This is index of that function. And this is starting point. If it is written start here, it is a starting point. If it is written end here, it is end. Alright. So quickly, let's create another timeline. Create somewhat upwards. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. So now what we will do? We will place the function accordingly which when we are given. So I will write, we are given 0th function is started from 0. So I will start my 0th function from here only. Alright. Then I will start my first function from 2. I will write my first function from 2. Alright. Now I will end my first function at 5. Now I will end my first function at 5. Now I will end my 0th function at 6. 0th function at 6. Alright. So now what we will do, we will just find the total time taken by 0th function and first function. So the way we were using it, we will again use the same method. So this time 0th function is executed only 0th second and at 6th second. Right. 0 and 5, yes, 2 and sorry, I created it at the wrong place. It should start from 2. Yes, 1 is started from 2, created from 1 only. So this time 0th function is working 2 seconds from 0 to 1 and 1 second more at 6th second. So my 0th function ending point is 6, starting point is 0, then I have plus 1, 6 plus 1 is 7. Alright, and now let's write for first function. For first function, ending point was 5, starting point was 2 and plus 1. 5 minus 2, 3, 3 plus 1, 4. Alright, so now one more thing I have to tell you. If this is my child function, why would I bear the time used by this function? So I would see that if there is some child execution or not every time now. Child execution, which means if I am the parent, if my child is doing some execution, I should know that he is doing some time execution, and it will be subtracted from parents time. Simple. So 7 minus child execution time of 1. Taken, yeah, I've written here 0 only. Write it 1. Alright, not 1 is first. Alright, so I hope you understood now what is the use of child execution, because we have to store child execution every time. That's why, because we have to subtract it afterwards. Alright, if you do not subtract it, the answer you will get is wrong. Now you can verify the answer. After child execution, my answer is 3 and first answer is 4. So 4 plus 3 is 7, and yes, executed only 0 to 6 seconds. That means a total of 7 seconds. Alright, now you understood it. So now I will erase this all and let you make understand by the help of stacks. So what we will do now? Can you think about the logic? How can we implement stacks inside it? Very simple. Create a stack with a vector inside it. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. So we have to create a stack in which we will divide some positions, in which we will create a vector, and inside that vector we will have a index, starting point, then count execution time. Right, index, starting point, and count execution time. So now what we will do, we will write this function and we will add everything inside our stack. Right, and then we will pop out and I will show you how the logic works. So when this line came, I will start my zeroth function from 0. Alright, so when I will start my zeroth function with 0, my index is 0, my starting point is 0, my child execution is also 0 till now. Then I will go for first function, and start it from 2. So I return first function, started from 2. So I will again create a block and then write index 1, starting function is 2, and child execution is 0 till now, because it has not executed till now. Now I have given end of first function. So I will write end of first function. I will write end of first function. Then I have to pop this value, and before popping, I have to calculate interval of first function. So interval of first function was 5 minus 2 plus 1, ending point minus starting point plus 1. So 3 plus 1 is 4. The interval of first function is 4. So what I have to do? I have to erase this part of memory from the stack. And update my child execution, because 0th was my parent and my child updated me about the time he utilized. So I will update it by 0 by 0 plus 4. Sorry. So which is 4 only. Alright, I hope you understood it. And now the turn of 0 come, so 0 will end at 6. So interval of 0 and 0th function is 6 minus 0 plus 1. 6 minus 0 plus 1 is 7. Alright, but now what we have to do, if we have some child execution in us, then we have to subtract it also. So my child execution is 4, so 7 minus 4 is 3. So the 0th utilized our time in 3 seconds and 1 utilized our time in 4 seconds. Alright, so this is what the answer we have to find in this question. Alright, so I hope you understood this by creating stack, how we will take out interval, how we will create stack, and inside the stack I will create a vector, Then I hope you understood this diagram also. All right. So now let's go to the editor and code some of it. So we will go to the Nados app, Nados website, write our code here. So first of all, I have to create a static class of main function named pair. And inside pair, we will write integer index, integer start, and integer child execution tt. Let's say child total. And now what we will do? We will create a stack first. We will create a stack first. Then I will what I will do? I will create fixing. Now I will take input from user integer n is equal to sorry I have to convert it to integer because it is given us in string only. Sorry, mistake. Let's read read line same for ln. So yeah, forgot to tell you about ln. What is len? Len is the functions where we are starting and we are ending are our logs. Are our logs. So here we are starting, here we are starting, here we are ending, here we are ending. So there are four logs, four k's. Sorry, not k. You can take any variable for there are four logs. We will treat it as a length only. All right. I hope you understood this. So this was not a major fact, but yes, it will make you understand the logic. But so now what will I do? I will create my answer array of size n. After that, what will I do? Will write this same code parse int. Yes. So after that, we'll create for loop. Oh sorry, did it wrong. My pair class pair should be statics class statics data type. All right. So now what happened? What will happen? We'll create a for loop which will traverse, which will point on every input. So I will write in here or in here I plus plus. All right. So now what we will do? We'll take my string variable so now I will create a string of name log which I told you I will get from user and I will distribute it inside my functions. When I split it, then my string will get different. All right. So it will come inside different box. So this is the method for splitting the string. Then there are two conditions if and else. So what's inside it? If my log1 is equals to start. Then what I have to do? I will create a object. I will first intend it. Object of new pair class. Then my ID should be taken from that input only. Right, integer or percent, and behind it my log 2 should be created inside integer. Then it will get subtracted by starting point and +1. So here we are creating our ID. That means we are creating our interval, right? So this is our ending point, this is our starting point, and +1. Something similar to p dot st. Right, I will convert it to a percent parse int. Oh sorry, maybe I mistakenly written it here. Here I will write 0 only, and because this is if condition, in this condition we are getting start, right? We will not write of the logic for end here. So we will write the logic for end inside else. So here I will write log 0 and log 2. Very simple, because at log 0, log 2 we will get ID and starting point. Alright, as there is inside input. Right, they are first given index, then colon and a space, then they give us starting point, then ending point. Alright, so now p dot child execution, child total time is 0, and we will push this whole inside our stack. But now we are left with a condition in which we have to take another case. If my pair p is equal to a pop, then integer interval equals to my integer dot percent, then I'll write log 0, log 0, or no, it was not log 0, ending point, starting point. Alright, so yeah, it was log 2, then I will subtract it by starting point and +1. Alright, the time is interval minus our children's time. Alright, my children's time will get subtracted with my interval, and then I will get the time which is for me. Then we will take this time, take this inside my answer of ID and add this time every time. Alright, so now we are done with code, and yes, last we have to check that if my stack size is greater than 0, then I have to then I have to see peak and then add into interval. So I have to add inside every time the last value. Take I have written starting point. Every time the child value is at the peak, I have to add it inside the interval, and then it gets subtracted in the time. Alright, so I hope you understood this. So after this code, I have to write a for each loop for my printing my answer system dot out dot println and I'll write le. All right, so I hope this code will work. Let's run it and see what output does it. Yeah, so it gave us some out error. So let's check the error. Right, so it's in 26th line. So yeah, log, I guess it was log 1 dot equals, let me check here, it was log 1. Yeah, all right, so now it's perfectly fine. So I will run it. And one more thing, integer answer. All right, 20 at 20th. Yeah, so new. All right, so here I have to write integer. Again I will run it. All right, I got some string error in line 24. So yeah, string should be capital here. There is some error here. We have written string log, right? We don't have to split it by space, we just have to split it by colon. We will put run. Yeah, got successfully run. Now we will submit it and see the test cases are passed or not. So yeah, all test cases are passed. So I hope you understood this video. If you understood this video, please like the video and share it with your friends and subscribe our YouTube channel. We will meet in the next video. Till then, thank you so much.